What's up, guys? It is Gray, aka the Hokage, and we're back with My Hero Monday. And it just gets better. It just like every week it gets more insane and better, and I love every second of it. And I'm excited to talk about the chapter. Okay, so last week things got a little hot, a little hot, maybe a little bit of death. This week it stays hot. It keeps its temperature. Anyway, let's get into it. So first things first, we got Deku still on the back of Shigaraki. Shigaraki has his eraser round, is what they're calling it, which is funny because eraser head. Well, we get there. He punched his arm through Dragon Lady Ryuko or something. I think maybe it doesn't matter. And she calls it out, luckily. We got some inner monologue from Deku. And then he does his 100% Wyoming. It looks like Bakugo manages to snag one of the rounds or the casing away from Endeavor. So that was cool for Bakugo. And then he has another one, it looks like. He throws it through the hole. As he catches, breaks Deku's impact with his jaw. It's a bold move, if I'm being honest. And it hits Eraserhead in the leg. These two, why is Rocklock even there at this point? He hasn't done anything. The impact of it twists his leg around. Luckily, Eraser's a beast. And he remembers Eri, and he's like, now, thanks to you, I can just stop hesitating. My man's going to chop off his leg. Eraserhead's going to chop off his leg. So the quirk remover serum doesn't make it to his head? I don't know. Like, what if your quirk's in your leg? It doesn't matter. And then we get some monologue from Shigaraki. He's like, you are pretty cool, Eraser, which is a fun throwback. Deku gets blasted away because Shigaraki does like a pulse. His face is pretty messed up here. It's a sweet panel. Let's wait till next page. And then he blasts from the Dragon Lady past Endeavor, and he runs straight at, because he says he's bound to flinch, which means he closed his eyes for a second. So he used that second to blow up with the quirk that he had, all the pressure quirk or whatever. Blows it up straight at Eraserhead. He's about to claw off his head. He is, I like to keep him consistent because Shigaraki's always talking like gamer terms, and he's like finally able to clear this stupid game. That panel's so sick. By the way, there's Black Whip around his leg, but it would have been too slow. I actually didn't notice that before. The Black Whip. It's cool. Luckily, a wall of ice schmooshes Shigaraki away. And we get Todoroki! Yay! Todoroki finally here. It's about time. And then he remembers that was Todoroki. And then Deku, using Black Whip, slings himself forward and uses a brace on his arm, which is pretty sweet, actually. He uses it so he can use his full power. He's probably still at 100% right here, so he's smash. Aizawa's not looking great. However, his eyes are closed. At least it looks like his eyes are closed in this. And, yeah, Shigaraki regenerated because he has a quirk regeneration. He doesn't look great here, to be honest. But he did regenerate. And it's just so bad. Moving along. The other students that are helping evacuating are like, hey, we can't find Todoroki. And they're like, hey, let's listen in because there's a newscast. And there's a supermassive villain, Giant Tamakia. This is unfortunate. This is really unfortunate because it looks like he tore through the forest. And there's just a whole slew of cities, like so many. Most heroes are away for this mission, right? Well, we'll talk about it. So it looks as though, I don't know whose arm this is. I thought it was Mount Lady's. And I thought that was Kamui Woods, but I'm not. This could totally be completely wrong. But basically, they're like, most heroes are away on the mission. So there's a whole city, multiple cities that are completely unguarded between Gigantomachia and Shigaraki. So it's going to be, I guess it's going to be, like, this city's, it's bad, fellas. It's so bad for the heroes right now. Literally all they have is these three. And, like, maybe a couple more. I don't know how. I literally don't know how the heroes are going to get out of this. I don't see a way for the heroes to get out of this, really at all. This is, I think, the grimmest that's ever looked. Because this means, if Jajintamaki is here, that means that whatever happened in the forest it didn't work. It means it did not work. The sedation didn't work. God only knows where Mount Lady is, or the other students. I assume we'll probably get answers to those questions next week, hopefully. But until then, it was just, who knows? Who really knows? As I said, this has been an insane chapter. Mostly action. Sugar Rock, like the panels in this chapter have been god tier. But yeah, and it's just setting up for the next couple weeks to be just as insane as it has been. Sorry if you guys can hear that. There's screaming children around, running amok. Either way, I'm so in. I'm so in. Once again, Shigaraki's just the best. Eraserhead's just like the coolest character ever. He's such a beast. We didn't see him go through with this yet, but we can assume that unless we did. No, not yet. But we didn't see him yet, but he will. He definitely will. Have to, unless he's knocked out. No, it looks like he still has 2 legs here, unless that's someone else. But either way, predictions. I really don't know. Shigaraki gets hurt, and finally the 70% comes into play, and the villains would just retreat because they don't want him to get captured. I really don't, because I don't know how they're supposed to put down Jajintamaki when they get there. Hold him hostage? Hold Shiggy hostage? I really don't know. I don't see how this ends. I really don't. Something is going to have to happen with the Forest team, because otherwise it's over. It's just game over. Either way, it's going to be a shorter video this week, but not because of the lack of content. It's because it's one of the chapters where, as far as actual events happening, it's not a ton. More just on the action side. But the action was amazing. Either way, I think that's it. Bleach should be coming out tonight. I just have one more episode to watch. So that'll come out tonight. And then, yeah, next week. Hopefully it's sweet. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want more My Hero Bleach content. And I will see all of you next time. Peace. I missed the stop recording button. It's a little embarrassing.